Hey, what's up? So this is a replay that I thought was really good, um, just because I am playing against Earthbound Immortals, and they can get very nasty, especially because, Ghostricks, I can't really get over their cards, especially with that field spell, Mound of the Bound Creator. So first couple turns, just gonna play really passively. Um, it's not really much I could do. I was going to normal or flip witch and normal Stein and try to get a search for probably Ghostrick Knight or something. I don't know what I was going to search for. Um, just because at that point my hand was really bad. But I drew into Zhongxi, so setting Zhongxi was the better play. Uh, though, yeah, I'm looking at my opponent. So I go Bait Doll and I trigger Metal Reflect Slime. So I'm glad I didn't normal the Stein because I wouldn't have gotten Stein's effect regardless. Um, but yeah, so I realized that he I didn't want him to load up his field, so I go for ground collapse, and makes the Doomsday tokens to try and cover the rest of his field, and then he tributes for his Earthbound. Um, I don't know what this one does, because nobody really uses all the Earthbounds. Like I think my opponent, yeah, he has all the Earthbounds in his deck. Actually, not all of them. Uh, but he is playing multiple copies of some of them. Um, you contribute one monster. Oh, and this card takes control. Yeah, no, most people don't normally play that one, so I didn't know I did. I just saw Earthbound Immortal, and I was like, panic. So I was gonna try and flip Jiangxi, but he goes Earthbound Wave and negates it, and goes to attack me directly, and then I just go for Frost. At this point, I know I'm in trouble because, okay, well, I didn't realize how badly I was in trouble. I didn't know the ruling about this because I know you can't flip tokens upside down. Um, so I went for Witch and wanted to try and flip his Metal Reflex line. But yeah, that didn't work. So I accidentally flipped her face down. So I try to get Zhongxi's effect, but he goes effect failure. So I'm going to take a bit of damage, but luckily I have Mary in hand. So yeah, he tributes for Kakapu. I think that's the name. So I go Mary, set another Zhongxi. And then I go Spectre, trying to load up my field. So I take a bit of damage. Um, luckily I have House, so that damage is halved. So I go make Dolahan, flip the Witch, flip Zhongxi. Zhongxi search for another Mary. Um, at this point I forgot Mounted the Bound Creator does not allow me to target their monsters. So I activate Dolahan's effects like an idiot. And because I activated the effect and detach, it forced me to detach, and I had to choose target, so I chose Zhongxi and just flipped Zhongxi face down. My opponent, he's going to attack into Dolahan, and again, me being just out of pure reflex, I tried to get Dolahan's effect off, but that didn't work, and I accidentally have my own monster's attack. So I get Skeleton because at this point I'm thinking, okay, I cannot get over his monster because of Mounted the Bound Creator. So I'm just going to try and play Skeleton as hard as I can, which for me is not going to work out that well. So I draw into an MST. So I go for flip everything. Grab the Stein, normal Stein, grab Skeleton. I didn't actually look to see what I banished. Oh, I hit one of the Earthbounds, I hit a field spell. The Pod Duality probably hurt. But at this point, my opponent, he didn't really need any of that stuff because he had 2 field spells. He has an Earthbound Revival. Just hitting that Earthbound. I don't know what this one does. You inflict your damage to your opponent equal to half the defense of this card. That's not that good against me because I only take 600. Like this card would do more. Um, so yeah, I go for Skeleton, but then because I don't want yeah, that Earthbound Wave would have wrecked MSC, so I went for Alucard and uh, pops that, then went for the MSC. So that was a smart play on my part, because that allowed me to go for Witch, and then now I can start hitting for some real damage. And I used Thine to search for Ghostricks Vanish, because I need to protect my cards from being destroyed by something ridiculous. So he goes for the Earthbound Revival, which is pretty nasty because that gives him his field spell back, and I don't have a follow-up play for that. I use Alucard to get Mary back into my hand, and then because I took damage, I used Mary to get Doll. Because Doll won't target, which is what I'm aiming for. Though at this point, I'm sort of upset that I didn't grab Ghostricks Knight, because I want to keep that face down. Not that it matters, he would just tribute for the other Earthbound. But yeah, I'm just flipping everything, getting Zhongshi's effects. And then I made another... At this point, I realized that I've misplayed. So I just go ahead and make everything that I can. So I go Alucard, pop his face down. I can't use Succubus's effects to target him, so I just let everything flip and get out another Witch. So he's going to flip his card, attack me directly. Oh, at this point I am glad that I misplayed. Because my opponent, he realized, or because he knows that I play Frost, and I don't know if this was my opponent not knowing, or if I just didn't know. Because it seems like the whole point of his deck is to have this card out with Bound of the Bound Creator and just destroy monsters to inflict lots of additional damage. So I'm assuming my opponent did not want to attack me directly, because now I can use Frost to flip his card face down, and at this point, like, my opponent, he doesn't have anything. So he sets the bottomless. So I go for Ground Collapse just to secure my victory. He goes for the bottomless, and that's going to be 16. Or that's... Yeah, even if I let Alucard die, that would have been game regardless. So I pop his last monster, and yeah, at this point it's game. Yeah, even if I let Alucard die, I would have had game. But yeah, that was a very towards the end. That was lucky for me. That I didn't expect that to happen. Like, sometimes I make good plays. Actually, one thing that I've noticed is that my best plays happen to be unintentional. Because if I did not go for Doll, I would have still had stuff face up, and that would have hurt me in the long run. Because he would have just tried to keep burning me for game by destroying my face-up monsters. But by being able to keep everything face down, he was forced to attack me directly, which allowed me to push for the game. Yeah, it's like little things like that. Like, I'm still, even though I've been playing this deck for a while now, there's still random things that I'm not learning, or that I haven't learned. Especially because I tend to rely too much on Ghostricks Knight. My plays just tend to revolve around me leaving my stuff face up, when in all reality I should be trying to keep my cards face down, just because of and abuse house as much as I can. I'll probably do deck revival because I haven't done it in a while, and probably discuss what I plan on changing. I don't know. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Until next time.